show, like I said earlier with the Corey Feldman situation, with the Harvey Weinstein situation, this is all part of an agenda. And before I go forward here and show you how this is an agenda to censor free speech, to continue to put restrictions on society, to continue to have full control over what we can and can't do, what we can and can't say, and sooner or later, you're going to need consent to even make a pass at a girl, to even kiss a girl, to hug somebody, maybe even to shake someone's hand. But the first thing you have to do when you're looking at these agendas is remove yourself emotionally from it. Okay, we all understand what these people are, who they are, that these people prey on children. We're all sensitive to these pedophile cases. McMartin, all these stories I cover, others cover. Okay, I'm sensitive to it as well. I can't stand these people. But just because they're talking about it, just because of what Corey Feldman is doing, and you can't remove the dirt from your eye, you've got to wake up. And I'm not talking to everyone who listens to this channel, but so many people are so blind by this stuff because they're emotionally invested, like we all are, but they're refusing to step back, to observe, to see the seeds that have been planted, to see how all of these people are coming forward, all at the same time, right? Everybody's now inspired by everybody else. Nobody's talking about Vegas anymore, okay? All people are talking about is Me Too. So suddenly all of these people who we know, all these people in Hollywood are all parts of the same secret societies. They all inbreed with each other, right? It's a who's who of who's related to who. And you think for one second that they all of a sudden at the same time have grown a conscience and they're all just coming out and saying, you know what? Let's out some of these people. It's not as easy as you think, okay? It's not as simple as you think. These people would get a bullet in the back of their head. You'd never hear about these stories. All you'd hear is, oh, Corey Feldman overdosed. You wouldn't hear him constantly getting on Good Morning America. YouTube trending had the video of him saying he wanted to raise the $10 million. And now, what do we hear today? We hear Kevin Spacey is supposedly a child molester. Well, guess what? We all knew this stuff already. And if they don't reveal the bigger picture, it's pointless. And they're not going to reveal the bigger picture. Again, now they're lumping everything into Hollywood. Oh, it's just going on in Hollywood. This is going on around the world. Human trafficking is the biggest industry in the world, and nobody even knows it exists. It's not just these pedos in Hollywood. It's your pedos in government and all sorts of industry, billion-dollar industries who have this type of money and do these things. So Kevin Spacey, somebody outs him today. Look, I'll show you how this works, how this isn't about what you think. They're linking in the pedophilia stuff to throw you a bone, to think that, wow, we're going to out these massive pedos things, and we're going to out all of these, perverts in Hollywood, like Harvey Weinstein, who are hitting on women and sexually harassing them. This is all part of a plan. Nobody was inspired overnight to come forward, and I'll show you how right now. So Kevin Spacey has been accused now of sexually assaulting or, sexual accusation with a minor. Anthony Rapp, this actor, is the one who came forward and said that, supposedly he had groped him when he was 14 years old. And of course, Kevin Spacey comes out and he says he doesn't remember that. Of course not, because he's probably groped so many kids, he doesn't remember. And he takes it as an opportunity to do what? To come out of the closet and finally admit that he's gay, which everybody's already known because all of these pedophiles are gay. Okay? They're all, in on the same perversions. They have no boundaries, they have no limitations. So this story comes out and people, instead of using their brain, they're going, yes, it's happening. Everybody's coming forward. We're going to out all these people. These people are taking a bullet for the brotherhood. That's how it works. You think Kevin Spacey suddenly is going to be homeless and out of work? Was Mel Gibson? No. They come to you and say, listen, we're going to damage your reputation. We'll deal with it. Whatever. And they go, all right, I don't really care what people, what the goy think of me, because they don't care about us anyway. But we'll distract them because people are catching on to these massive pedo rings and exposing them. So we need to throw them something and distract them into thinking that, oh, people are going to come forward and now people are aware, that pedophilia runs rampant, even though we've heard about it for years and years and years. And the one thing they don't mention is how these people are Satanists performing black magic. The one thing they don't mention is how the Talmud in every temple across the world has a book that talks about rabbis molesting 2-month-olds. You think that's going to come out? Of course not. So look, this is how you can connect the dots. You see the first story, right? It went Weinstein. Suddenly, 50 people were inspired to come out, 100 people inspired to come out. Ashley Judd, they're all heroes on every magazine cover. Vegas gets buried. The truth behind these pedo rings gets buried. They make it look like it's just going on in Hollywood, that it's not this huge worldwide thing. There's no politicians involved, nobody in power, just Hollywood, right? Give everybody the taste that they want. Corey Feldman comes out doing the same antics that he's done for years. Okay, did this last year. Elijah Wood came out, oh, but we're not going to name names unless you give us $10 million. No thanks, because these people aren't getting arrested. Nothing's happening to them. If people only knew about these massive rings, then something would happen. But people don't know because it's not going to get mentioned. So Feldman comes out. Then suddenly everybody goes, yay, there's somebody with a heart in Hollywood, and they're going to expose these things. Then it's featured on YouTube trending. Then it's featured on Good Morning America, the Today Show. Okay, it's getting national coverage. They control the media. They don't let it out unless they want it out. Otherwise, Feldman would have 2 bullets in the back of his head. Then, days later, now we got Kevin Spacey. Another guy came forward. Anthony Rapp got the phone call and said, look, do your thing here. Spacey could be the fall guy. He really could care less. Spacey, I talked about the show House of Cards last summer, I believe, or this summer, having the Bohemian Grove episode, mocking us right in front of our faces. Right, this guy comes out and he goes, I'm inspired by all the men and women who have outed, their abusers, so now I'm going to do it. Don't you remember 1984 about tattletaling? About restrictions and the limitations and getting rid of free speech? This is how they're doing it. You're not going to wake up tomorrow with tape over your mouth and they're going to go, no, you can't talk anymore. They're convincing everybody of this. Look how sensitive society is. Football players taking a knee. This is all part of the show. Okay, we know how big the brotherhood is, these secret societies. They are given orders and they follow them. So now look what's trending in YouTube now. Adam Sandler touching Claire Foy's knee controversy. Right? Adam Sandler blasted after repeatedly touching Claire Foy's knee. So he's doing an interview, and I can't stand Adam Sandler, okay? But this is Sandler taking his orders, right? He's doing an interview. He touches the girl's knee. And people are crying out that that's sexual harassment, that it's sexual assault, okay? This is the removal of our rights, little by little, from speech to consent, right? You'll be able to touch somebody's back to get past them in a line or whatever. You'll be able to brush past somebody. They'll call it assault. If you blow on someone or spit on them, it's assault. You push somebody, forget it. You're going away for 10 years. This is 1984. This is how they get it. So you see how these stories are all connected? Oh, what a coincidence. All these people in Hollywood, everybody's outing one another. These people are professional liars. That's what actors do. So you don't think they're taking their orders? I mean, Adam Sandler touches the girl's knee for crying out loud, and you have people calling for his head, saying he should lose his job or his agency should fire him. He needs to come forward with a public apology for putting his hand on someone's knee, not on her private parts. Somebody's knee, like when you're having a conversation. This is what they're doing. None of these things that are going on are by chance. This is them working together, taking their orders, doing what they're supposed to do. This leads to full-on censorship. You're going to need consent to look somebody in the eyes at some point. And I'm not kidding, as ridiculous as it sounds. You're going to need consent to look at someone because they're going to be offended by it. This is the 1984 world that they want, and this is how they're getting it. So don't fall for these stories that everybody just grew a soul all of a sudden, and they're outing Harvey Weinstein, which isn't even connected to pedophilia. They're just talking about him grabbing girls' rear ends, which I don't condone, but think about what they're trying to do, what the message is behind it, and how sensitive they're making everyone. They want everyone to be a tattletale, right? 1984, very clear about that. If somebody isn't going along with their rules in the system, you're rewarded for tattling. So everybody's coming out tattletaling 30 years later, now saying, hey, we have to be careful what we say. We have to be careful taking a knee in protest. That's offensive. All of this stuff that everyone's offended by. It's all part of a censorship plan, so don't fall for it. Whether it's Spacey, Sandler, these women, these witches who have come forward with Weinstein, they're all in collusion working together. Remember, they're professional liars. They lie in front of a camera. They lie off of a camera. Satan is the master of lies, okay? And that's who these people worship. So this is Hollywood Gate, folks. Welcome to Hollywood land. This is how it works. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.